Hey guys, this is Adam. Today I'm going to be teaching you a little bit of chemistry. Today we are going to be looking at Chapter 1, Calculating with Significant Figures. First, let's do a little review of what significant figures are. So significant figures are the number of digits we are entitled to in a number based upon the precision of the instrument we are measuring with. Remembering the good enough rule in our text, even though instruments are never 100% precise, we can continue on with our work as long as the number is good enough to what we are going to be using it for. Due to the imprecision inherent in our measurements, however, we have to have a set of rules for calculating using significant figures. We have to protect the number's good enough status and make sure that we can continue working with them and get an accurate, precise result. So let's start with the addition and subtraction rules. First thing we need to do is find the number with the least number of decimals. Then we perform the addition and subtraction. And then finally, we round the final answer to the least number of decimals seen in your original numbers. Let's work a practice problem now. So, say we are going to be adding 40.5074 grams plus 2.13 grams. What would be the final answer in using significant figures? First, let's find the number with the least number of decimals. So we've got our two numbers here. 40.5074 has 1, 2, 3, 4 decimals in its number. However, 2.13 has 1, 2. So there is our number with the least number of decimals. Next, we just perform the addition. So our final answer was 42.6374 grams. Now we have to round that number to the least number of decimals seen in the original number. So in this case, we need 2 decimal places. So let's round. Right here is where we're going to round to. So now our final answer is 42.64 grams. Now it's your turn. Pause the video and work the following problem, and when you are ready to continue on, hit play. So, hopefully you got 67.4 milliliters, having only one decimal place. Now let's look at the multiplication and division rules. First, we count the number of significant figures in each number, keeping track of the number of significant figures in each number throughout our problem. Next, we perform the multiplication and division. And finally, we round the final answer to the lowest number of significant figures found in step 1. So let's do an example problem. Say we were given the numbers 7.83 and had to multiply by 152.1. What would the answer be? First, let's count the number of significant figures in each number. So, 7.83 has 1, 2, 3 significant figures, and 152.1 has 1, 2, 3, 4 significant figures. Now let's perform the multiplication and division. So, our final answer is 1190.943. However, now we must round. So now we must round our final answer to the lowest number of significant figures found in step 1. Remember that 7.83 had 3 significant figures and the other number had 4. So we will round this number to 3 significant figures. So our final answer should have 1, 2, 3 significant figures. To get that answer, we're going to have to use scientific notation in this case. Our final answer would be 1.19 times 10 to the third. Now it's your turn. Pause the video and perform the following calculation. And when you're ready, hit play. Hopefully your final answer was 71.3. Sometimes you are given a much more complicated problem that's not just addition or multiplication. Sometimes you'll have to see both. So in that case, we have certain rules to follow so that we can get the correct answer. First, using this order of operations, we break the problem up into multiple steps. Then we perform any addition or subtraction steps following the addition and subtraction rule. We don't round our numbers yet here, but just keep track of the correct number of decimals. We'll use that number of decimals later in our final answer to find the number of significant figures, so do not round, otherwise you'll get a wrong answer. Next, we perform multiplication and division using the multiplication-division rule. And finally, we round the final answer to the correct number of significant figures. Let's work a practice problem. Say we were given 1.32 plus 22.1 divided by 32.5 minus 0.43. What would the answer be? So, first, we're going to use the order of operation to break the problem up into multiple steps. The easiest way would be to break up the problem into the addition divided by the subtraction problem. Next, we perform the addition and subtraction steps. So, the first part, we have 2 decimals and 1 decimal in the other number. So, our final answer is going to have 1 decimal. We're not going to round yet, but we do need to remember that this is where our answer is rounded to. Next, we solve the other one, which is going to have 1 decimal. And we remember that that's where our final answer will be rounded to. Next, we perform any multiplication and division. So we do our division. We divide 23.42 by 32.07, remembering that we have 3 significant figures here and 3 significant figures here. Our final answer is going to be this large number. However, we must round using the correct number of significant figures. In this case, we need 3 significant figures. So our final answer is 0.730. Alright, that's it for today's lesson. I'll see you guys next time.